The 33rd degree knowledge. Unlock your true power. The 33rd degree knowledge holds secrets that were once hidden by wise masters. These secrets are now calling out to you, the ones who are ready to awaken. As you read, you will learn how to connect with the universe's creative power and unlock the path to becoming the best version of yourself. This wisdom was always meant for you. Introduction. For centuries, whispers of this sacred knowledge have been passed down, shared only by those who truly understood the deepest truths of life. These teachings have stood the test of time, revealing not just how the universe works, but also showing you your place in it. The ancient masters spoke of the 33rd degree knowledge as more than just facts. It is a living force, a force that changes the lives of those who truly accept it. This knowledge reveals the highest understanding of how everything in the universe operates. Just like a skilled artist shapes raw materials into beautiful works of art, these teachings will show you how to shape your reality. Right now, you are standing at a life-changing moment. The universe has brought you to this point, the turning point between what has been and what can still be. This wisdom has been protected through generations, passed on by those who saw its power to unlock the true potential within humanity. The 33rd degree knowledge teaches you a simple but powerful truth. You are not separate from the universe's creative force. You are a part of it. This understanding will open up possibilities that many people think are impossible, but they've always been here, waiting for you to recognize them. As you follow these teachings, you'll discover that you've always had the power to shape your future. This knowledge works like a key, unlocking every door to your dreams. It will show you how to align with the vast intelligence that moves the universe, allowing you to make your dreams come true. The time has come for you to claim what is rightfully yours. These teachings will guide you on the path to mastering your life, showing you how to change limiting beliefs into unlimited potential. The ancient masters understood these secrets, and now they are calling you to take your place among those who truly understand the world. It's time to take the first step. Open your mind and heart to the endless possibilities that await you. Your transformation begins now. Chapter 1. The First Glimpse. In the ancient city of Kashar, a young apprentice named Thomas made an incredible discovery. Behind a worn tapestry, he found a hidden entrance. With his lamp flickering, he carefully stepped down old stone stairs into a large chamber filled with scrolls and manuscripts. Though he had been warned to stay away from this forbidden archive, something inside him urged him forward. As Thomas unrolled the first scroll, golden symbols seemed to come alive before his eyes. Night after night, he returned, absorbing knowledge that challenged everything he had ever known. But what he read wasn't about complicated rituals or strange formulas. It was about simple truths that had always been there, right in front of him. The scrolls spoke of the power in a smile, the rhythm of breath, and the space between thoughts. These ordinary moments held extraordinary meaning. The universe doesn't shout its secrets, it whispers them. The greatest mysteries are not hidden in faraway temples or high mountains, but in the quiet moments of daily life. Every breath carries wisdom, every sunset holds a lesson, and every interaction, no matter how small, contains seeds of understanding. When you learn to look with new eyes, the ordinary becomes extraordinary. The universe has woven its truths into the very fabric of existence, waiting for those who pause long enough to notice. In the kingdom of Meridia, there lived a wise woman named Amara, who traveled from village to village. When the troubled emperor asked for her advice, she didn't give him complex answers. Instead, she shared simple words. Why does the morning dew form on the leaves? The emperor was confused but intrigued. So, every morning, he began to watch the dew drop from the leaves, noticing how they gathered, grew, and fell at the perfect time. He saw that this same rhythm appeared in his own kingdom, cycles of growth, fullness, and release. By understanding these natural patterns, he learned to rule with wisdom and harmony. His kingdom didn't thrive by force, but by aligning with the natural flow of life. Like the emperor, you too are surrounded by wisdom. Every moment holds teachings about the true nature of the world and your place in it. The way water flows around rocks teaches us about the path of least resistance. The oak tree shows us how strength comes from deep roots. Even the changing seasons reveal lessons about the cycles of change and transformation. Now is the time to start seeing these hidden teachings in your own life. Every evening, find a quiet place, close your eyes, and reflect on the day's events. Pay attention to moments that stood out, maybe the way sunlight shone through the trees, or how a stranger's smile lifted your spirits. Write these moments down in a journal. Don't analyze them, just record what you noticed. As you do this every day, you will begin to see patterns emerging, like constellations in the sky. These patterns are the universe's whispers, revealing deep truths through simple experiences. What may seem random at first will gradually take on greater meaning. A chance meeting becomes a moment of destiny. A moment of frustration teaches you patience. Your journal becomes a record of discovery. Each entry is a step closer to understanding the world and your place within it. Each observation is a thread in the larger tapestry of universal wisdom that is unfolding right before your eyes. Chapter 2. The Universal Code of Creation. In a village surrounded by ancient mountains, there lived a craftsman named Ravi. His hands shaped metal into beautiful patterns that seemed to come alive. Each piece he made had spirals that resembled the shape of galaxies, geometric shapes like those found in crystals, and flowing lines that looked like rivers seen from above. People traveled from faraway places to admire his work, but few understood the deeper meaning behind his designs. One day, a wise woman stopped in front of one of his most detailed creations and smiled. "You have captured the language of creation itself," she said. Ravi nodded and explained that each curve and angle in his work reflected the invisible laws that govern everything in existence. These universal laws flow through every part of creation, from the tiniest atom to the biggest star. Just like rivers follow their natural course toward the sea, these principles guide the flow of life. The law of cause and effect ensures that every action creates a reaction, rippling through the fabric of reality. The law of correspondence shows how patterns repeat across all levels of existence. The law of vibration reveals that everything moves in its own unique rhythm, creating either harmony or discord. Understanding these laws changes the way you see reality. Every thought, word, and action you take sets in motion forces that shape your life. These are not just abstract ideas, they are living principles that direct the flow of creation itself. In a vast desert, a nomad named Karim learned to navigate by watching the stars. Night after night, he observed their movement across the sky until he realized that the same patterns guided everything: the migration of birds, the blooming of desert flowers, the shaping of dunes. The stars were more than just points of light in the sky. They were a map of universal principles. One night, in the middle of a sandstorm, Karim remembered the patterns he had studied. Just like the stars moved in perfect order, he knew the storm would follow its own natural laws. By understanding these patterns, he found his way to safety, guided by the same forces that directed the stars. Like Karim, you are also guided by these timeless laws. When you align your actions with these principles, you move in harmony with the universe. Your manifestations flow smoothly, just like water following its course to the sea. For the next 7 days, choose one universal law to observe. It could be the law of cause and effect, or the law of reciprocity. Pay attention to how it shows up in your daily life. Watch how a kind word creates ripples of goodwill. Notice how moments of gratitude bring more things to be thankful for. See how a smile shared with a stranger returns to you 3 times over, or how a moment of patience turns a tough situation into an opportunity to grow. Write down what you observe, paying attention to how this law affects everything in your life, from your relationships and work to your inner peace. Through this practice, you will begin to see the invisible structure that shapes all of creation, and you will understand that you, too, are a master builder in this great universal design. Let each discovery deepen your understanding of these timeless principles that govern all creation. Chapter 3. The Power Within Your Mind. In a quiet mountain monastery, there lived a monk named Chen. He spent many years meditating, trying to understand the true nature of reality. Every morning he sat in front of a huge boulder that blocked the path from the monastery to the valley below. The other monks accepted the boulder's presence and simply walked the longer way around it. But Chen saw things differently. Day after day he sat in meditation, understanding that the boulder first existed in thought before it became physical. He realized that just as his thoughts had brought the boulder into existence, his thoughts could also move it. With unwavering focus and deep belief, Chen shaped his mind until the difference between thought and reality disappeared. One morning, as naturally as water flowing downhill, the boulder moved, clearing the path to the valley. Your thoughts have this same creative power. Each thought you have shapes the world around you, just like a potter shapes clay. When you understand this, you realize that your mind is the creator of your reality. Every achievement, every dream you manifest starts as a thought. It's nurtured by your intention and focus. In a distant village there lived a farmer named Shen. Despite working from dawn to dusk, his crops were small and his harvests were poor year after year. His neighbors' fields flourished, but his remained barren. One night he had a dream where a wise elder appeared and said, "Your harvest grows from the seeds in your mind before it grows from the seeds in your soil." When Shen woke up, he understood. He had been planting seeds of doubt, worry, and scarcity in his mind, and those were the crops he had been reaping. With this new wisdom, Shen began to focus on thoughts of abundance. He pictured his fields full of grain and felt the joy of a bountiful harvest. As his mindset changed, his reality began to shift. The next harvest was the most abundant the village had ever seen. Just like Shen's fields, your life reflects the thoughts you choose to nurture. When you change the way you think, your world changes too. Each thought you have holds the power to create or destroy, to build up or tear down, to bring your dreams to life or let them fade away. Every morning, take 5 minutes to sit in stillness. Choose one desire you want to manifest. See it not as something that might happen in the future, but as a reality right now. Feel the joy, gratitude, and fulfillment of your dream as if it's already happening. Experience it with all your senses, making it feel as real in your mind as the ground beneath your feet. This practice plants the seeds of your desires in the fertile soil of your mind. Chapter 4. The Symphony of Vibration. In the valleys of an ancient kingdom, there lived a musician named Ravi. He played an instrument made from sacred wood, and his music had a special power. When he played, flowers would turn toward his sound, birds would sing along, and even the wind seemed to dance with his rhythm. But Ravi's greatest gift wasn't just his musical skill, it was his understanding that everything in creation vibrates at its own unique frequency. Just like ripples in a pond, everything in the world vibrates with its own energy. Your thoughts, emotions, and desires all send out vibrations that travel into the universe. These vibrations attract experiences that match your energy, bringing circumstances that reflect your inner state. Just as a tuning fork creates a sound when it matches its frequency, you naturally attract people, situations, and opportunities that match the energy of your thoughts and feelings. When you stay in a positive, joyful frequency, abundance and good things flow easily into your life. But when fear, doubt, or negativity cloud your energy, challenges seem to multiply. Along a dangerous coastline there stood a lighthouse, maintained by an old keeper named Thomas. Night after night, Thomas kept the light steady through fierce storms. Ships lost in the darkness would find their way to safety, guided by the constant beam of his light. One evening, a young apprentice asked Thomas, "How do you keep the light so steady through the storms?" Thomas replied, "The storm may rage, but the light must stay true to its own frequency. It is the consistency of the light that guides the ships to safety." Just like Thomas's lighthouse, your emotional frequency acts as a beacon. It attracts experiences that match your inner energy. When you maintain positive feelings, joy, gratitude, enthusiasm, you broadcast a frequency that draws similar energies to you. Your emotions are not just reactions to life, they are powerful forces that shape your reality. Start tracking your emotional state with a daily journal. Each evening, write down the main feelings you experienced during the day and the events they attracted. Pay attention to the moments when you felt aligned with positivity and what good things happened during those times. Notice how shifts in your emotions change your external experiences. Through this practice, you will become aware of how your inner vibration influences the world around you, and you will learn how to consciously adjust your energy to attract the experiences you want. Chapter 5. The Compass of the Heart. Deep in a mystical forest where ancient trees whispered secrets, a traveler named Maya found herself lost in the shadows and mist. Her maps and compass couldn't guide her, but she noticed something unusual, a warmth in her chest whenever she turned in certain directions. Trusting this inner feeling, Maya followed it, moving past hidden dangers, thorny bushes, and across dangerous ravines. Finally, she arrived at a clearing bathed in golden light. There, beneath an ancient oak tree, she didn't find gold or jewels, but a crystal that glowed with the same warmth she had felt in her heart. The universe speaks to us through emotions. Each feeling has its own unique energy, creating a magnetic field that attracts experiences into our lives. Joy, love, and gratitude aren't just feelings. They are powerful forces that help bring our desires into reality. When you align your wishes with real, heartfelt emotions, you create an unstoppable force that pulls the right circumstances toward you. Like a magnet drawing objects to its opposite pole, your true feelings attract what you want. This is why simply thinking about what you want may not work. It's the emotions behind those thoughts that spark creation. In a faraway village, there was a healer named Sophia. She knew all about herbs and remedies, but her treatments didn't seem to help her patients much. One night, during meditation, she realized that she had been relying only on her mind, while ignoring the wisdom of her heart. So she began to feel deeply for each person she treated, letting her heart guide her hands. Soon her healing touch became famous, not for its technique, but for its powerful, transformative effects. Just like Sophia discovered, your heart holds the key to your ability to manifest your desires. When you infuse your goals with true emotion, you create a powerful connection that the universe cannot ignore. Your feelings fuel your intentions and bring them to life. To start, create an affirmation that speaks to your deepest wishes. But don't just say it. Feel it with every part of you. Choose words that stir your soul and awaken your heart's desires. Each morning, find a quiet space, repeat your affirmation, and let the emotions it brings wash over you. Feel them fill your entire being. This practice will align your heart's energy with your desires, creating a magnetic force that brings your intentions into reality. Chapter 6. Reflections of Reality. In an ancient temple, there was a mirror unlike any other. Those who looked into its clear surface didn't see their physical appearance, but instead they saw the landscape of their thoughts and emotions. A merchant named Raza approached the mirror, expecting to see his fine clothes and well-groomed look. But instead, he saw storms of worry clouding his mind, thorny vines of fear choking his dreams, and dark shadows of doubt dimming his inner light. Shocked by what he saw, Raza spent days in contemplation, clearing his thoughts and finding peace within himself. When he returned to the mirror, he saw gardens of possibility blooming, where once there had been a barren wasteland. Your outer world is a reflection of your inner state. Every circumstance, relationship, and experience in your life mirrors the thoughts and feelings you carry inside. This principle works with perfect precision. What you see in your life is a direct result of your consciousness. When you face challenges in your life, look within. The source of any difficulty doesn't lie in the situation itself, but in how you relate to it. Your thoughts and emotions create ripples that shape your experience, even beyond your awareness. In a distant valley, there was a gardener named Amara, who inherited a plot of barren land. Where others saw only dust and rocks, she imagined lush gardens full of life. Each morning, she lovingly tended to the soil, speaking words of encouragement to the lifeless earth. She didn't just water it, she poured her unwavering belief into the ground. Slowly, tiny shoots appeared, then leaves, then flowers. By the end of the season, her garden was a thriving testament to the power of inner vision made real. Just as Amara transformed barren soil into a beautiful garden, you have the power to transform any part of your life by first changing yourself. When you cultivate your inner garden, your outer world will shift in harmony with your growth. Take a moment now to think about one recurring challenge in your life. Find a quiet place where you can sit without distractions, close your eyes and look within. Ask yourself, what thoughts and feelings inside me might be creating or keeping this situation in place? Let the answers come naturally, without judgment. Observe any patterns, beliefs, or emotions that come up. This practice of inner reflection will help you uncover the seeds of transformation, allowing you to reshape your reality from within. Chapter 7. Sacred Symbols and Ancient Secrets. In a temple carved from living stone, an apprentice named Cayenne traced his fingers along ancient markings that seemed to pulse with hidden meaning. Each symbol held a story, a truth waiting to be discovered. Night after night, he studied the intricate designs until one evening, as moonlight streamed through the temple windows, the symbols began to speak. A spiral revealed the endless cycle of growth. A triangle whispered of divine harmony. A circle showed the perfect unity of all things. Through careful observation, Cayenne realized that these symbols were keys, unlocking deeper understanding within his own mind. Symbols are bridges between the visible and invisible worlds, speaking directly to your subconscious mind, sharing wisdom beyond ordinary words. When you encounter a symbol, whether in dreams, nature, or everyday life, it carries a message meant specifically for your spiritual growth. These universal symbols are ancient patterns woven into the fabric of creation. The rising sun speaks of new beginnings. Flowing water represents the movement of life. The mountain symbolizes the heights of achievement. By learning to recognize and understand these symbols, you tap into an ancient language that connects you to the wisdom of the ages. In a distant kingdom, there was a wise king named Talib, who often received prophetic dreams full of symbolic images. One night, he dreamed of a golden key floating above his palace. The next day, a mysterious teacher arrived, bringing knowledge that changed his kingdom. Another dream showed a withered tree coming back to life, warning him to care for his people's spirits before a drought hit the land. Through these symbols, Talib learned to understand the language of the universe itself. The symbols appearing in your life also carry messages meant to guide you on your path. They may appear in your dreams, catch your attention during daily activities, or stick in your thoughts. Each symbol is a key to understanding your journey more deeply. Pick a symbol that stands out to you, whether it's a tree, a star, or a geometric shape. Find a quiet space to sit and meditate on this symbol. Let it fill your mind and pay attention to the feelings, memories, or insights it brings. Write freely about what you experience, allowing the symbol to reveal its meaning through your inner wisdom. This practice opens a connection between your conscious and subconscious mind, bringing hidden knowledge to light. Chapter 8. The Forgotten Practices of the Ancients. In a remote mountain village, beneath the shadows of ancient peaks, lived an elder named Jen. Each morning, as dawn painted the sky in shades of amber, he would gather the young villagers to pass down the sacred ways of their ancestors. Among his students was Maya, whose heart burned with curiosity about these old practices. One morning, Jen shared the most treasured teaching, a simple ritual of awakening. Before the sun rises, he explained, our ancestors would touch the earth with their bare feet, breathe deeply 3 times, and express gratitude for life itself. Through this practice, they maintained harmony with the universal forces. Maya embraced these teachings and soon realized that even the simplest rituals held deep power. By practicing consistently, she became more attuned to the natural rhythms of life and more aware of the subtle guidance around her. The wisdom of rituals lies not in their complexity, but in their consistent practice. These practices, passed down through generations, serve as anchors that keep you grounded in universal truth. Each ritual creates a sacred space where your energy aligns with the infinite intelligence that governs all creation. The power of ritual lies in its ability to shift your consciousness from the ordinary to the sacred. With regular practice, you create pathways for universal wisdom to flow more freely into your life. These practices do not have to be elaborate. Often the simplest actions, done with awareness and intention, bring the most profound results. In a distant monastery, a seeker named Rumi searched tirelessly through ancient texts for enlightenment. After years of study, he found a single phrase, a simple mantra passed down through generations. I am one with all that is. At first the words seemed too simple to hold any power, but as he repeated them every morning while watching the sunrise, something within him began to shift. Peace filled his heart, and clarity illuminated his path. The simple practice transformed his entire being. This wisdom speaks directly to your own journey. The most powerful practices are often the simplest ones. A moment of gratitude when you wake up, mindful breathing during the day, or a quiet reflection as the sun sets. These rituals create sacred spaces in your daily life. Choose one simple practice to do every day. It might be touching the earth and expressing gratitude each morning, taking 3 deep breaths before every meal, or spending a moment in quiet reflection before bed. Make this practice your sacred anchor, a touchstone that connects you to the deeper currents of life. Even in the busiest times, let this ritual become as natural as breathing, a gentle reminder of your connection to the infinite. Approach this practice with respect, knowing that through consistent effort, you align yourself with the eternal wisdom that flows through all things. Like water slowly wearing away stone, these small daily acts of mindfulness will gradually transform your consciousness, opening doors to greater understanding. Chapter 9. Releasing the Chains of Limitation. Deep inside an ancient fortress, a prisoner named Cairo spent countless days staring through iron bars. The walls of his cell were decorated with intricate carvings made by those who had been imprisoned before him. These carvings were symbols of hope, wisdom, and freedom. Every morning, Cairo would trace these designs with his fingers, searching for meaning in the mysterious images. One night, as moonlight filtered through his window, Cairo had a revelation. While examining his tattered clothing, he discovered that the key to his cell had been sewn into the hem of his garment all along, hidden there by someone who cared about his freedom. He had carried the key to his liberation throughout his entire imprisonment, but he had never known it was there. The walls you see around you are created by thoughts that have built up over time. These limiting beliefs, such as, "I am not worthy," "This is impossible," or "I don't have what it takes," become the iron bars of your mental prison. But within you lies the key to your freedom, just waiting to be discovered. Every thought that crosses your mind either strengthens these walls or starts to break them down. The universe has already given you everything you need for your liberation. Your job is to recognize and accept this truth. In a distant garden, there was a magnificent bird living in a golden cage. Although the cage door was unlocked, the bird never tried to escape, believing that it was confined by the shining bars. One day, a gentle breeze opened the door, and the bird discovered that its wings had always been strong enough for flight. In that moment of realization, the bird soared into the sky, understanding that freedom had always been its natural state. Like this bird, you may have accepted limitations that exist only in your mind. Each limiting belief you hold serves as a bar in your self-made cage. But the power to break free from these barriers is inside you, waiting to be recognized. Take a moment now to examine your thoughts. Find one belief that has been holding you back. Maybe it's doubt about your abilities, fear of the unknown, or a sense of unworthiness. Write this belief down, seeing it clearly for what it really is, a thought, not a truth. Now, create an empowering statement that reflects your true potential. Change "I am not ready" to "I am fully prepared and capable." Replace "I don't deserve success" with "I am worthy of all abundance." Speak this new truth aloud every morning, feeling its power in your heart. Through this practice, you begin to unlock the door that has always been within your reach. Remember, freedom begins with recognition, the simple awareness that you hold the key to your own liberation. Chapter 10. Awakening to Infinite Awareness. In the mountains of ancient Tibet, there lived a wise sage named Jen, who chose to live alone. Although his eyes were perfectly healthy, he wore a blindfold, confusing those who came to seek his wisdom. When asked why, he would simply smile and continue his daily tasks with remarkable precision, tending his garden, preparing herbs, and navigating the difficult mountain paths without hesitation. Years went by until one day a young apprentice discovered the truth. The blindfold wasn't meant to block his sight, but to awaken a deeper kind of vision. Through this practice, Jen had learned to sense the subtle energies that flow through everything, the quiet guidance of the universe that most people ignore. Your own journey through life reflects this wisdom. True sight is far more than physical vision. The universe is always speaking to you through patterns, coincidences, and moments of synchronicity, things many people think are just chance. These signs show up as repeating numbers, unexpected meetings, or sudden ideas that guide you along your path. When you quiet the noise around you, your inner vision awakens. It's like tuning a radio to the right station. Your awareness connects with the subtle messages of the universe. Each moment of synchronicity is like a cosmic confirmation, guiding you toward what's best for you. Far across the ocean, a sailor named Jin faced a dangerous journey through waters known for sinking many ships. As storm clouds gathered and waves rose high, traditional navigation became impossible, yet Jin remained calm. Having learned to read the language of the stars, Even when the sky was covered with clouds, he could still feel their guidance, like a compass in his heart. Through this deep connection, he was able to navigate safely to shore, knowing that guidance is always present, even when it can't be seen. These teachings help guide you too. Just as Jin trusted the stars, even when hidden by clouds, you can learn to recognize and trust the signs in your life. Each synchronicity brings direction, confirmation, or a gentle nudge to change course. The practice of being more aware starts now. Set aside time each day to observe the subtle patterns in your life. Notice repeating themes in conversations, unexpected connections, or sudden insights that feel important. Write them down in a journal and reflect on their possible meanings and the guidance they offer. Through this practice, you develop the inner vision to see the universe's constant communication with you. Like Jen, who removed his physical sight to awaken a deeper perception, allow yourself to look beyond what is visible on the surface. Trust that every meaningful coincidence has a message. Every synchronicity is a guide, and every pattern points you toward your true path. When you build this awareness, you begin to notice the universe's gentle whispers in the most ordinary moments, a chance meeting that leads to an opportunity, a recurring number that confirms your direction, or an unexpected delay that saves you from unseen problems. These small signs appear throughout your daily life, creating a hidden map of divine guidance that becomes clearer the more you pay attention. Chapter 11. Mental Alchemy. In a hidden chamber beneath an ancient city, the alchemist Thaddeus worked tirelessly over bubbling crucibles and mysterious formulas. For decades he had been searching for the legendary philosopher's stone, the key to turning base metals into gold. Despite his deep knowledge of elements and compounds, success always seemed out of reach. One night, exhausted from yet another failed attempt, Thaddeus collapsed into meditation. In that moment of surrender, a new understanding appeared. The transformation he had been seeking wasn't about metals at all. The true alchemy lay in turning the lead of negative thoughts into the gold of enlightened consciousness. The power of mental transformation flows through all things. Just as ancient alchemists believed that matter could be changed, your thoughts have the same ability to transform. Every challenge, every setback, and every moment of doubt carries the seeds of growth and opportunity. This sacred practice begins with awareness. Notice how your thoughts shape your reality, either creating barriers or bridges to your desires. By paying attention, you can change fear into courage, doubt into certainty, and limitations into possibilities. In a distant kingdom, there lived a young artist named Maya. She was ridiculed for her unusual paintings. Each criticism felt like a blow, each rejection a heavy weight. But one day, while looking at her collection of failed works, Maya saw something new. Instead of throwing them away, she began to weave the failed pieces together, creating a stunning mosaic that told a story of persistence and growth. What others saw as mistakes became the foundation of her masterpiece. This wisdom speaks directly to your life. Every experience, even the ones that seem negative, holds the potential for transformation. Like Maya, you have the power to change your perspective, turning failures into stepping stones to success. The practice of mental transmutation calls you now. Pick one negative thought that has been holding you back. Look at it closely and understand its roots and effects. Then, with clear intention, change that thought into a positive, empowering belief. Let this new belief take root in your mind and transform your inner world, just like the philosopher's stone was believed to turn lead into gold. Through this practice, you become the alchemist of your own life, turning limiting thoughts into endless possibilities. Chapter 12. Tuning into the infinite mind. High in the mountains, where the wind carried ancient secrets to those who knew how to listen, there lived a shepherd named Amara. Each day she guided her flock through steep paths and rocky terrain, relying on her deep knowledge of the land. But one evening, as storm clouds quickly gathered above, Amara found herself and her flock trapped in an unfamiliar place. Thunder roared, and visibility became almost impossible. Fear gripped her heart. In that moment of panic, Amara remembered her grandmother's advice. Be still and listen to the whispers of the divine in the wind. Closing her eyes, Amara calmed her racing thoughts. Gradually, amidst the howling wind, she felt a subtle guidance, a quiet knowing that went beyond her physical senses. Trusting this invisible wisdom, she led her flock to safety through a hidden passage in the mountainside. The universe speaks in whispers, offering guidance through the still, small voice within. This infinite intelligence flows through all things, waiting for those who learn to tune into its frequency. Through stillness and openness, you can access this endless wisdom that is not bound by time or space. In the busy streets of an ancient city, there lived a musician named Thomas. His melodies once felt forced and empty. Night after night, he struggled to create music that touched the heart. One evening, frustrated, he put down his instruments and simply listened to the world around him. He heard the rhythm of footsteps, the hum of the marketplace, and the gentle dance of leaves in the breeze. He realized there was a deeper harmony, a universal symphony playing beneath the surface of everyday life. From that moment on, Thomas no longer tried to compose music. He allowed himself to become a vessel for the melodies already flowing through the world. His songs became legendary, moving hearts in ways his old music never could. These stories reflect the truth of your own connection to infinite intelligence, the same wisdom that guided Amara through the storm and flowed through Thomas's music flows through you. Every intuitive feeling and moment of clarity is the universe speaking directly to your mind. To strengthen this connection, take 10 minutes each day to sit in silence. Find a quiet space and hold a single question in your heart. Let go of the need to force an answer. Instead, allow your mind to become still, like the surface of a calm lake. Watch as insights rise naturally from deep within you, carrying messages from the infinite intelligence that surrounds and flows through you. Chapter 13. The Sacred Geometry of Creation. In a city made of ancient stone and whispered wisdom, there lived an architect named Yara, whose works were famous throughout the land. While others built buildings for simple use, Yara sought something deeper. Each morning she would walk through gardens and forests, studying the unfolding of fern fronds and the arrangement of petals on flowers. One morning, as sunlight streamed through the dew, Yara noticed how a spider's web caught the light in its delicate threads. She saw the same mathematical precision she had observed in the spirals of shells and the branching of trees. In that moment, her understanding shifted. She realized that nature itself was the greatest architect, embedding sacred patterns into every part of creation. The universe speaks through geometry, weaving its wisdom into everything. From the movement of galaxies to the shape of a single snowflake, these divine patterns show the underlying order of creation. The spiral represents eternal growth and evolution, the circle symbolizes unity and wholeness, and the golden ratio shows perfect balance and harmony. These aren't just abstract ideas, but living principles that guide the flow of energy and creation. When you align your creations with these sacred patterns, you connect with the natural rhythm of the universe itself. In a distant valley, there was a humble gardener named Chen who struggled to grow plants in tough soil. One day, while watching wildflowers grow in natural clusters, he saw that they followed certain patterns. Instead of fighting against the land, Chen started planting in spirals and circles, mimicking nature's design. Soon, his garden became an oasis of abundance, with each plant supporting the others in perfect harmony. These patterns also exist in your life, guiding your growth and success. The spiral of personal growth in your journey, the cycles of learning and transformation, and the golden ratio of balance between different parts of your life all reflect these universal designs. To strengthen your connection with these sacred patterns, take time each day to draw a symbol of sacred geometry. As you trace the lines of a spiral or create a mandala, think about how this pattern mirrors your life's journey. Let the rhythm of creation flow through your hands and allow insights to arise about the divine design of your own existence. Chapter 14. Facing the Shadow Within. In the misty highlands of an ancient land, Sir Roland rode toward a mountain cave that locals whispered held untold mysteries. Legends spoke of a fearsome shadow being guarding sacred treasures within. As Roland approached the cave's entrance, his torch cast dancing shadows on the rough walls. With each step deeper into the darkness, his heart pounded louder. Finally, he reached a chamber where the shadows seemed to gather and form together. There, a dark figure appeared, matching his movements exactly. Roland raised his sword, but the figure mirrored him. In that moment of clarity, he realized the truth. He wasn't facing an external enemy, but his own shadow, carrying all the fears and doubts he had tried to hide. The shadow work you face mirrors Roland's journey into the cave. Deep within your mind, there are parts of yourself that you may have pushed into darkness, fears, doubts, and perceived weaknesses. These shadows hold great power when accepted and integrated, rather than feared or denied. Your greatest strength is often hidden in the very things you fear most. Each shadow carries a gift, waiting to be discovered through acceptance and understanding. The qualities you reject may hold the key to your transformation. In a distant valley, there was a village destroyed by earthquakes. Its buildings lay in ruins, and the villagers avoided the wreckage, thinking it was cursed. One child, however, began digging through the debris and found golden artifacts and precious stones buried beneath. Soon, the whole village joined in, turning their fear of the ruins into an opportunity for renewal. Like these villagers, your shadows contain hidden treasures. Each fear, each doubt, and every part of yourself that you've kept hidden holds potential for growth and transformation. By facing these parts of yourself, you can begin to reclaim your power. To begin this shadow work, take time to write down one fear or limiting belief that has shaped your life. Reflect on how this shadow has influenced your decisions and experiences. Then, make a plan to either integrate or release this aspect of yourself. Remember, within each shadow is a gift waiting to be discovered. Chapter 15. The Temple of Silence. In a vast forest, untouched by time, a weary traveller named Arjun wandered along ancient paths. For years he had searched for wisdom in scrolls and teachings, but true understanding always seemed out of reach. One morning, as the sun broke through the trees, he found a hidden clearing where stone steps led up through the morning mist. Following the steps, he discovered a temple unlike any other. There were no statues on its walls, no inscriptions on its pillars. Instead, the entire temple was filled with perfect silence. As Arjun entered, the world outside seemed to disappear. In this deep stillness, something incredible happened. The silence itself began to speak, not in words, but in pure understanding that flowed directly into his consciousness. He realized that all the wisdom he had been searching for existed in the space between thoughts, in the quiet moments between breaths. The 33rd degree knowledge reveals itself in silence. When the mind becomes still, the universe speaks its truths directly to your soul. Like a calm pool of water, only in stillness can you see to its depths. This ancient wisdom has been passed down through generations, showing that the greatest revelations don't come from searching outside, but from finding peace within. In a distant kingdom, there was a sculptor named Maya who struggled to find inspiration for her masterpiece. She visited markets, studied other artists' works, and traveled to distant places, but her vision was still unclear. One evening, feeling exhausted from all her searching, she sat in her workshop in complete silence. As the noise in her mind quieted, shapes began to form in her mind's eye, perfect, clear forms that had come from the silence. In that stillness, she found the inspiration that had eluded her in all her searching. Just as Maya found her vision in silence, your deepest truths await in quiet moments of contemplation. The answers you seek are already inside you, waiting to be discovered. When your mind is still, each moment of silence opens a door to divine wisdom, allowing you to connect with the infinite intelligence that flows through all things. To access this wisdom, create your own temple of silence. Set aside 15 minutes each day for uninterrupted quiet. Find a peaceful place where you can sit undisturbed, focusing only on your breath. When thoughts arise, simply observe them without holding on, allowing them to pass by like clouds in the sky. In this sacred stillness, universal truths will begin to unfold, revealing themselves at their perfect time. Chapter 16. Your Inner Energy Field. In a secluded mountain valley, a healer named Amara sought to understand why some of her patients recovered quickly, while others remained sick, despite her vast knowledge of herbs and remedies. Something essential was missing from her understanding. One night, while meditating beneath the stars, Amara's perception shifted. She began to see streams of light flowing through all living things, plants, animals, and humans alike. In that moment, she realized that health was not just about the physical body, but about the harmonious flow of energy. The universe operates through energy fields that touch everything in existence. Your physical body is surrounded by an intricate network of energy centers, each vibrating at its own frequency. These centers, known as chakras, influence every part of your life, your health, relationships, and ability to manifest your desires. When these energies flow freely and remain balanced, you naturally attract positive experiences and maintain good health. Just like a musical instrument must be properly tuned to play beautiful melodies, your energy field must be in harmony to manifest your desires. Blockages in this field can show up as physical illness, emotional struggles, or obstacles in your life. By consciously working with these energies, you align yourself with the natural flow of universal forces. In a distant valley, a village had faced years of drought, as their once full river had slowed to a mere trickle. The villagers tried everything they could think of, digging new channels, performing rituals, and seeking advice from faraway lands, but nothing worked. Finally, an elder realized that the river's flow had been blocked by years of debris and negative thoughts. The villagers gathered to clear both the physical and energetic obstacles, and as they worked in harmony, the river slowly began to flow again, bringing prosperity back to the land. Like the village's river, your energy field responds to conscious care and attention. When you stay aware of your inner energy flow, you can notice small imbalances before they turn into bigger issues. This awareness allows you to adjust your energy and stay in harmony with the universe. To begin working with your energy field, find a quiet space and close your eyes. Imagine a bright white light entering through the top of your head. Visualize this light flowing down through your body, lighting up each energy center from top to bottom. See this light clearing any blockages and restoring balance and vitality to your entire being. Allow the light to expand beyond your body, creating a glowing field of energy around you. Keep this image in your mind for several minutes, feeling the harmonious flow of energy through your entire system. Chapter 17. Unveiling the Divine Blueprint. In the ancient city of Ether, a traveler named Karim discovered a mysterious scroll hidden within the walls of an abandoned temple. As he unrolled the old parchment, he found not a traditional map of lands and seas, but an intricate pattern of symbols and pathways. Night after night, he studied the mysterious markings until he realized that the map wasn't showing him where to go. It was revealing who he was meant to become. Within the fabric of existence lies a divine blueprint, a sacred design unique to each soul. This cosmic plan contains the seeds of your highest potential, the whispers of your true calling, and the path to your greatest fulfillment. Like stars arranged in perfect constellations, your talents, passions, and deepest desires form a celestial pattern that points toward your life's purpose. The universe speaks to you through your inner knowing, through the activities that make time disappear, through the dreams that continue despite all logic. These are not random events, but glimpses of your divine blueprint, guiding you toward alignment with your highest path. In a distant kingdom, there was a sculptor named Maya. She received commissions from wealthy patrons, but she still felt empty inside. One morning, she noticed a peculiar stone in her garden. As she began to work with it, her hands moved as if guided by an invisible force. She didn't think or plan. She simply followed the unseen design that seemed to emerge from within the stone. When she finished, she had created something more beautiful than anything she had made before. Other sculptors asked her about her technique, but she could only say that she had finally learned to listen to the whispers of the stone. Your divine blueprint works similarly, not through external instructions, but through inner guidance. When you align with this blueprint, life flows with natural grace and purpose. Resistance fades away, and synchronicities increase. You find yourself in the right place at the right time, guided by an intelligence greater than your conscious thought. To connect with your divine blueprint, create a sacred space of stillness. Close your eyes, take deep breaths, and let your awareness settle into your heart. From this place of inner quiet, ask yourself these questions. What activities bring you the greatest joy? What work makes you lose track of time? What dreams have stayed with you throughout your life? Write down 3 goals that arise from this heart-centered reflection, knowing they are aligned with your soul's highest purpose. This practice opens the channel to your divine blueprint, allowing its wisdom to guide your path forward. Chapter 18. Reprogramming the Subconscious. In the heart of an ancient city, there lived an artist named Rumi. He spent years searching for inspiration, but all his works felt lifeless. One night, in a dream, a mysterious figure appeared and whispered, "Your canvas mirrors your mind." When Rumi woke up, he began a new practice. Every morning, before picking up his brushes, he would meditate, visualizing his finished masterpiece in perfect detail. Day after day, he held this vision, feeling the emotions it would bring and experiencing the joy of its completion. Slowly, his blank canvas transformed, not just with paint, but with the very essence of his inner vision. The final piece moved all who saw it to tears, as they recognized their own hidden dreams reflected in it. The subconscious mind works like a fertile garden, constantly growing whatever seeds you plant in it. Every thought, belief, and pattern you hold takes root in this sacred soil, growing into the reality you experience. Through conscious cultivation, using affirmations, visualization, and regular practice, you can transform your inner world. In the mountains of Tibet, a young scribe named Lin was tasked with rewriting ancient scrolls filled with timeless wisdom. As she carefully traced each character, she noticed how the repeated motion became automatic, requiring no conscious thought. But with every repetition, the characters became more beautiful and precise. Through this practice, Lin realized that transformation doesn't happen through force. It happens through gentle, persistent dedication. Just like Lin's practiced hand, your subconscious mind learns through repetition. Each affirmation you speak, each visualization you create, builds new pathways in your mind. These pathways, strengthened through consistent practice, become the default patterns that shape your reality. The power to reprogram your subconscious lies in the art of conscious repetition. Choose one affirmation that resonates with your deepest truth, something that feels both challenging and possible. For 21 days, speak this affirmation with feeling, both upon waking and before sleeping. Feel its truth in your body and visualize it becoming real in your life. Watch as your inner world transforms. Pick one area of your life you wish to change. Write a clear, positive affirmation in the present tense, such as, "I am confident and capable in all situations," or "Abundance flows to me easily and naturally." For 21 consecutive days, repeat this affirmation 108 times every morning while truly feeling the fulfillment of it. Keep a sacred journal to record your experiences and insights, noting how your perception shifts as your subconscious mind accepts this new truth. Chapter 19. The Dance Between Action and Surrender. In a distant valley, there lived a dancer named Maya, whose movements amazed everyone who watched. But her mastery didn't come from endless practice alone. It came from understanding the sacred balance between effort and surrender. Each morning, she trained with fierce dedication, perfecting every gesture and step. But as the sun set, she would close her eyes and let her body move freely, guided by an unseen force. It was in this balance that she found her true artistry, knowing when to direct her movements and when to let go. The path to manifestation follows the same divine rhythm. While the universe responds to your intentions and actions, it also requires moments of release, trust, and allowing. Like a gardener who must plant the seeds and trust nature's timing, you too are called to balance your will with wisdom. Along the shores of an ancient sea, there lived a fisherman named Omar, known for his abundant catches. While others cast their nets randomly throughout the day, Omar studied the tides, the movement of the stars, and the behavior of the fish. He learned that success didn't come from constant action, but from knowing when to act and when to wait. Some days he would sit quietly in his boat, observing and waiting for the perfect moment. On other days, he would cast his net with swift precision. The villagers called him lucky, but Omar knew that his prosperity came from dancing with the rhythms of nature, not fighting against them. This wisdom applies to your journey of creation. There are moments that call for bold action, setting clear intentions and taking decisive steps toward your dreams. But equally important are the moments of surrender, when you must let go of control, trust in the universe, and allow things to unfold as they are meant to. To embody this balance, begin by identifying one goal that excites you. Write it down with clarity and purpose. Then create a mantra that expresses your trust in divine timing, such as, "I take inspired action and trust the universe to guide my path." Each morning, spend 5 minutes taking one small step toward your goal, followed by 5 minutes of complete surrender, repeating your mantra and releasing all attachment to the outcome. Through this practice, you align yourself with the natural flow of creation, the eternal dance of action and surrender that guides all manifestation. Chapter 20. Unlocking the Doors to Instant Manifestation. In the heart of an ancient city, there lived a wanderer named Karim, who found a mysterious golden key. Unlike ordinary keys, this one seemed to shine with an inner light. As he traveled, Karim discovered that this key could unlock not just physical doors, but also doorways to possibilities that seemed impossible moments before. When you understand the deeper truths of manifestation, you realize that time and space are not as fixed as they seem. Just as Karim's key opened all doors, your consciousness holds the power to collapse the distance between your desires and their manifestation. This mastery comes from aligning your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs perfectly. The secret is in transcending the illusion of time. When you hold a desire in your mind with such clarity and certainty that it feels real now, you create a bridge between possibility and reality. This is not just positive thinking, it's the art of existing in the frequency of your desired outcome until physical reality has no choice but to reflect it. In a distant workshop, there lived an inventor named Elena, who understood this principle naturally. While others thought her ideas were impossible dreams, she held them in her mind with such vivid detail that they became real to her before they physically existed. She would sit with her inventions in meditation, experiencing them with all her senses, until the line between imagination and reality disappeared. Through this unwavering belief, her creations appeared quickly, often in ways that defied traditional timelines. This same power is within you. Your consciousness is the key that opens every door, the force that shapes reality. When you align your whole being with your desire, when you live, breathe, and feel it as if it's already accomplished, you step into the role of a conscious creator. To activate this potential, choose one specific desire. Find a quiet place where you won't be disturbed. Close your eyes and fully step into the experience of your desire as if it has already manifested. Notice every detail, what you see, hear, feel, and, most importantly, the emotions flowing through you. Feel the gratitude, joy, and peace of living this reality. Spend time here daily, allowing yourself to become so familiar with this state that it feels more real than any absence of your desire. Through this practice, you dissolve the illusion of separation between where you are and where you want to be, allowing manifestation to happen with grace and speed. Chapter 21. The Perspective of a Creator. In a sunlit studio, nestled among ancient olive groves, there lived a painter named Sophia. She approached each blank canvas with deep respect. While others saw an empty space, Sophia saw infinite possibilities. Before touching her brush to the canvas, she would spend hours in quiet thought, eyes closed, experiencing the completed masterpiece in her mind. Only when the vision became so clear she could almost touch it would she begin to paint. Through this practice, Sophia created paintings that seemed to come alive. Viewers often said her landscapes felt more real than the physical world around them. When asked about her technique, she would smile and say, "I do not create. I simply reveal what already exists in the realm of pure potential." The power to transform reality doesn't lie in the tools you use, but in your ability to shift from seeing what is to imagining what could be. Every moment is like a blank canvas waiting for your creative touch. The universe responds not to what you see with your physical eyes, but to what you perceive with your inner vision. In the heart of a mountain village, there lived a sculptor named Marcus, who worked with stones that others had discarded. While other artisans saw flaws and imperfections, Marcus saw hidden treasures waiting to be revealed. One day he found a rough boulder that others had deemed worthless. Yet within its coarse surface, Marcus saw a magnificent eagle in flight. Day after day, he worked with unwavering focus, guided not by the stone's current form, but by the majestic bird he knew was inside. As the sculpture neared completion, villagers gathered in amazement. The eagle appeared so lifelike that children whispered it might fly at any moment. "How did you know such beauty was hidden in this ordinary stone?" they asked. Marcus replied, "The eagle was always there. I simply chose to see it." Your life is like the canvas you paint on and the stone you sculpt from. Every challenge in front of you is raw material waiting to be shaped by your creative vision. The power to reshape your reality begins with the conscious choice to see beyond what's right in front of you, to the infinite potential that lies beneath. Take a moment now to think about a situation in your life that seems challenging. Close your eyes and try to see beyond its current form. What masterpiece is waiting to emerge from this raw material? Spend time each day holding this vision, feeling the emotions of its completion. Know that through your creative power, this too will be transformed into something extraordinary. Chapter 22. The Collective Energy Field. In a valley surrounded by towering peaks, there lived a group of families who struggled to survive the harsh mountain winters. Each household kept to itself, believing that being self-reliant was the only way to survive. But as resources became scarce, a wise elder named Anna gathered the villagers together and shared an ancient truth. When drops of water unite, they form a mighty river. Under Anna's guidance, the villagers began to work together. They created communal gardens, shared their skills, and supported each other's dreams. As their unity grew stronger, something magical happened. The gardens produced more food than any single household had before. Crafts and trades flourished as people collaborated, creating beautiful works that had never been seen before. Even the harsh winter winds seemed less bitter when they faced them together. When you align your energy with others who share your vision, the power of manifestation grows stronger. Like streams flowing into a river, individual intentions combine to create a force far greater than the sum of its parts. This is the sacred principle of collective consciousness, a power that has built pyramids, raised temples, and changed societies throughout history. In the distant mountains of the East, there was a group of singers whose individual voices were ordinary. However, when they gathered at dawn to sing their morning prayers, their unified voices created such beautiful harmonies that travelers spoke of hearing celestial music carried on the wind. As their song spread across the valleys, flowers bloomed out of season, and peace settled over everyone who heard their music. One day, a wandering musician asked the singers about their secret. The choir master smiled and said, "Alone, we are but whispers in the wind. Together our voices reach the heavens. When many hearts beat as one, the universe itself stops to listen." This wisdom applies to your own journey of manifestation. While individual practice holds great power, joining with others who share your dreams creates a resonance that can move mountains. Whether through meditation circles, mastermind groups, or communities united in purpose, collective intention amplifies the creative force of the universe. The practice calls you to seek or create a group of kindred spirits. Set regular times to unite your intentions, whether through group meditation, shared affirmations, or collective visualization. As you gather, remember that each person's energy contributes to the whole, like instruments in an orchestra creating a magnificent symphony. Chapter 23. The 33rd Degree Key. In the heart of a forgotten desert, there stood a temple, its weathered stones holding secrets passed down through the ages. A seeker named Kamal had traveled for years, guided by ancient scrolls that spoke of ultimate wisdom hidden within. After days of meditation in front of the temple's sealed entrance, Kamal noticed that the shadows cast by the setting sun revealed symbols etched into the stone, which had been invisible before. As he traced these symbols with his fingers, a hidden doorway appeared, leading to a chamber filled with golden light. Inside the chamber, floating in mid-air, was a crystalline sphere that seemed to contain the very essence of creation itself. As Kamal gazed into its depths, he understood the greatest power lay not in seeking forces outside of himself, but in recognizing the divine spark within. The 33rd degree key represents the highest understanding of spiritual laws. It teaches that manifestation reaches its full potential when three elements align perfectly: clear visualization, deep emotional connection, and total surrender to divine timing. Just like a master locksmith knows how to turn a key, you must learn to harmonize these forces with complete precision. In the northern mountains, there lived an astronomer named Maya, who spent years studying the movement of the stars. One night, while tracking the stars, she noticed an extraordinary alignment that revealed a pattern she had never seen before. In that moment of perfect cosmic harmony, Maya understood that just as the stars move in divine order, so must our intentions align with universal forces. The crystalline sphere in the temple and the celestial alignment that Maya discovered both point to the same truth. When your thoughts, emotions, and actions come into perfect harmony with the laws of the universe, you step into a state of infinite potential. This alignment unlocks the 33rd degree key, opening doors to manifestation that go beyond ordinary limits. To practice, find a quiet space where you won't be disturbed. Close your eyes and imagine a huge golden door in front of you, its surface etched with ancient symbols of power. Feel the warmth coming from it, inviting you closer. As you approach, notice how the symbols start to glow with a light that resonates with your being. Place your hand on the door and feel its energy flowing into you, filling every part of your body with divine potential. As the door slowly opens, allow yourself to be bathed in golden light, knowing you have reached the threshold of unlimited creation. Keep this vision for a few minutes, allowing the transformation to take place naturally. Chapter 24. Infinite Possibilities Unfolding. In a forgotten valley, there lived a gardener named Zara, who inherited a small plot of barren land. While others saw only dry earth, Zara saw infinite possibilities. She collected seeds from every corner of the world, flowers from distant mountains, herbs from ancient forests, and vegetables from fertile plains. Not knowing which would grow best, she planted them all with equal care and attention. As the seasons passed, something extraordinary happened. Plants that had never grown together before began to thrive in unexpected harmony. Delicate flowers supported climbing vines, while tall trees provided shade for tender seedlings. The garden became a living example of the power of embracing all possibilities. Life is full of endless opportunities, much like seeds waiting to be planted. The universe offers countless paths, each holding the potential for growth and transformation. When you stay open to these possibilities, you allow abundance to flow naturally into your life. Just as Zara's garden flourished through diversity, your life will expand when you welcome unexpected opportunities. In the distant port of Meridian, a sailor named Hassan learned this truth in his own way. While other ships followed established trade routes, Hassan learned to read the subtle signs in the stars, winds, and waves. One night, when storm clouds obscured his usual celestial guides, he noticed how seabirds flew in unusual patterns. Following their lead, he discovered a safe passage and a hidden harbor rich with rare treasures. Hassan's journey mirrors your own path through life. When you stay open to guidance, whether it appears as an unexpected invitation, a chance encounter, or an inner knowing, you open yourself to extraordinary possibilities. The universe speaks to you through many channels, offering direction to those willing to listen. These stories reveal a simple truth. Abundance flows most freely to those who stay open to its many forms. Like Zara's diverse garden and Hassan's willingness to follow unexpected signs, you have the ability to recognize and embrace opportunities in every moment. To make this wisdom a part of your life, begin a practice of grateful awareness. Each evening, Take a moment to write down 3 unexpected opportunities that appeared during your day. These could be small things, like a conversation that opened new possibilities, or bigger events, like an unforeseen path to your goals. Write them down with genuine appreciation, recognizing how the universe is always presenting new seeds of potential for your growth. Chapter 25. Mastering the Art of Detachment. In a village among rolling hills, a young girl named Maya received a beautiful kite from her grandmother. Every morning, Maya would run to the highest hill, trying desperately to control the kite's every movement. Despite her efforts, the kite struggled and dipped, never reaching the heights she imagined. One day, her grandmother shared some ancient wisdom. The kite's true dance begins when you trust the wind. Following this advice, Maya loosened her grip. To her amazement, the kite soared higher than ever before, painting graceful arcs across the sky as it responded to the natural flow of the wind. When you hold on too tightly to your desires, you create resistance that stops them from unfolding naturally. Like Maya's kite, your dreams need space to move with the universe's rhythm. True manifestation comes from trust, not control. This sacred principle can be seen in many ways. Think about how a flower blooms, not by force, but by surrendering to its natural timing. The same law applies to your desires. When you let go of controlling the outcome, you allow the universe to guide you in ways you can't yet see. In the ancient city of Ethor, there lived a sculptor named Kai who spent years learning this truth. While other artists approached their marble with rigid plans, Kai simply listened to the stone. As his chisel moved gently, extraordinary forms emerged, forms more beautiful than he could have planned. One day, a wealthy merchant asked Kai to create the finest sculpture in the land. Instead of anxiously forcing his vision, Kai approached the marble with peaceful detachment. "The masterpiece is already inside," he would say. "I only remove what conceals it." Through this practice of surrender, Kai revealed a sculpture so beautiful that it brought tears to everyone who saw it. Your life is like Maya's kite and Kai's sculpture. When you stop trying to control every detail, you allow divine intelligence to work through you. This doesn't mean giving up on your dreams. It means trusting that they will unfold perfectly at the right time. To embrace this wisdom, sit in peaceful contemplation and think about one desire you've been holding on to too tightly. Write it down with care. Then, close your eyes and consciously release it to the universe while repeating this mantra. I trust in divine timing and release all attachment to outcomes. Feel the freedom that comes with letting go, knowing that what is meant for you will happen in its perfect moment. Chapter 26. Anchoring the New Reality. In a distant realm, there lived an architect named Raphael who dreamed of building the most magnificent cathedral ever seen. While others rushed to create grand designs, Raphael understood a deeper truth. Each morning he would arrive at the construction site and carefully place a single stone, making sure it was perfectly aligned with the ones around it. "Why do you move so slowly?" other builders would ask. Raphael would smile and continue his methodical work, saying, "Each stone must find its home. The cathedral rises not through haste, but through harmony." As the seasons passed, something remarkable happened. While other buildings crumbled from rushed construction, Raphael's cathedral grew steadily, rising skyward. Each stone supported those above it with unwavering strength. The finished cathedral stood as a symbol of the power of patient, consistent action. Your manifestations follow the same principle. Grand visions take shape through steady nurturing. Each small step you take builds the foundation for lasting transformation. In the verdant valleys of the East, a farmer named Chen inherited a barren plot of land. Rather than seeking quick results, Chen understood the wisdom of patient cultivation. Every day he tended to his young saplings, speaking to them softly while giving them water and care. Others mocked his gentle approach, but Chen remained steady in his practice. "A mighty orchard grows from countless small moments of attention," he would say. After years of daily devotion, his land transformed into a flourishing orchard that fed the entire village. The trees, nurtured through consistent care, produced the sweetest fruit anyone had ever tasted. These ancient teachings reveal a fundamental truth. Lasting transformation requires regular attention. Like Raphael's cathedral and Chen's orchard, your desires need steady nurturing to fully manifest in physical reality. Choose one practice that aligns with your desired reality. Maybe it's morning meditation, gratitude journaling, or mindful walking. Commit to this ritual daily, knowing that each small action helps build the foundation of your transformation. Write down your chosen practice and perform it at the same time each day for 40 days, allowing it to become as natural as breathing. Chapter 27. Flowing with the Cosmic Rhythm. In the ancient city of melody, there lived a musician named Arya who struggled to create music that moved hearts. Despite her technical skill, something essential was missing. One evening, as she sat frustrated with her instrument, she noticed the gentle swaying of the trees outside her window, the rhythm of the crickets, and the soft pulse of the starlight. Closing her eyes, Arya began to listen, not to create music, but to receive it. She discovered that the universe itself played an eternal symphony. The wind whispered melodies, raindrops tapped rhythms, and even silence had its own sacred song. From that moment on, Arya stopped trying to force her music and instead allowed herself to become an instrument in the cosmic orchestra. Her compositions transformed, touching souls in ways she never imagined possible. She had learned that true mastery comes not from controlling the music, but from flowing with its natural rhythm. Like Arya, you too are part of this universal symphony. Abundance flows naturally when you attune yourself to its rhythm, rather than forcing your own timing. In the coastal village of Pearl Bay, there lived a young surfer named Santos. He spent years fighting against the waves, trying to bend them to his will. Each day ended in exhaustion and frustration. One day, an elder observed his struggles and shared a simple truth. The wave knows its path. Your task is not to conquer it, but to dance with it. Santos began to study the patterns of the ocean, feeling its pulse and learning its rhythms. Instead of battling the waves, he learned to read their movements and flow with their energy. Soon he glided effortlessly across the water, becoming one with its motion. Other surfers marveled at his grace, but Santos knew he had simply learned to surrender to the natural flow. This wisdom applies to every part of your life. When you resist the natural flow of events, you create unnecessary struggle. By observing and aligning with life's rhythms, you will find an effortless path to manifestation. Tomorrow, from sunrise to sunset, observe how events unfold naturally in your life. Notice when you resist the flow and when you move with it. In your journal, record these observations, paying close attention to how each experience feels. Ask yourself, how can I flow with this situation rather than against it? Let each journal entry be a step toward greater alignment with the universe's natural rhythm. Chapter 28. The Unified Field of Oneness. In the misty peaks of ancient mountains, a traveler named Yun climbed through swirling clouds, seeking wisdom. As dawn broke on the highest summit, the mist parted, revealing a sight that changed his understanding forever. Before him stretched not just the landscape, but the very fabric of existence itself, a shimmering tapestry of golden threads connecting every blade of grass, every stone, every cloud, and every star. In that moment of clarity, Yun realized how every breath he took rippled through this cosmic web. Every thought sent vibrations across the infinite network of light. He saw that no action existed in isolation. Every movement, every choice, every intention wove itself into the greater pattern of creation. The universe revealed itself as an intricate dance of interconnected energies, where separation is just an illusion. Every thought, word, and action you make reverberates through the unified field of consciousness, like ripples in a pond. Your energy extends far beyond your perceived boundaries. In a sheltered grove beneath ancient trees lived a spider named Lao. Unlike other spiders who rushed to build their webs, Lao worked with patience and awareness, understanding that each strand affected the whole. As morning dew gathered on the silk threads, the web revealed its true nature. Not just a tool for survival, but a mirror of universal harmony. Each intersection point reflected light differently, yet all were essential to the web's strength and beauty. Through this understanding, you begin to recognize your role in the cosmic dance. Every choice you make is a thread in the universal tapestry. Every interaction is an opportunity to strengthen the bonds that unite all life. To connect with this wisdom, find a quiet space where you won't be disturbed. Sit comfortably and close your eyes. Begin by focusing on your breath, allowing your awareness to expand with each inhale. Imagine a point of golden light in your heart, pulsing with your heartbeat. Watch as threads of light extend from this center, reaching out in all directions. See these threads connecting you to everything around you, the earth beneath, the sky above, every person, animal, plant, and star. Feel how your energy flows through these connections, and how the energy of all creation flows back to you. Stay in this space of unity for several minutes, experiencing yourself as an integral part of the infinite web of life. Chapter 29. The Never-Ending Journey of Growth. In the heart of an ancient valley, a traveler named Rahi began a quest to find the legendary City of Light. Each morning, he studied his map, calculating the distance to his destination. But as days turned to weeks, something unexpected happened. The wildflowers along the path caught his attention, their colors more vibrant than he had imagined. The songs of birds became sweeter, and his conversations with fellow travelers became more meaningful. One evening, as he watched the sunset paint the sky in hues he had never noticed before, Rahi realized that these moments of beauty and discovery were the true treasure he sought. The path of transformation unfolds like an endless spiral, each turn revealing new depths of understanding. There is no final destination, no ultimate achievement that marks the end of growth. Instead, the magic lies in the continuous unfolding of awareness, in the daily practice of presence and wonder. Just as a river never stops flowing, your journey of consciousness continues to expand and deepen. Each challenge becomes an opportunity for growth, each insight a stepping stone to greater understanding. The joy is not in reaching a particular point, but in the continuous dance of becoming. In a secluded valley, there lived a gardener named Maya, who tended to an ever-changing landscape. Rather than seeking to create a perfect, unchanging garden, she embraced the cycles of growth, decay, and renewal. In spring, she welcomed new shoots breaking through the soil. In summer, she celebrated the abundance of blooms. In autumn, she honored the falling leaves, and in winter, she appreciated the quiet rest beneath the snow. Through every season, Maya found joy not in completing her garden, but in participating in its endless transformation. Your spiritual journey mirrors this natural rhythm of growth. There is no end point where you will have arrived, no final achievement that marks completion. Instead, Each day offers fresh opportunities to expand your understanding and deepen your connection with the universal flow. Take time now to reflect on your journey of transformation. In your journal, write about 3 significant insights or changes you've experienced recently. How have these shifts expanded your understanding? What new questions or possibilities have emerged? Then, write about how you plan to nurture your continued growth. What practices will you maintain? What new aspects of yourself are you curious to explore? Remember, the joy lies not in reaching a destination, but in embracing the endless adventure of becoming. Chapter 30. Your Life as a Sacred Masterpiece. In a sunlit studio high in the mountains, an artist named Amara worked on a large tapestry. Each morning she carefully chose her threads, knowing that every decision would shape the final masterpiece. Some days she worked with golden threads of joy, other days with deep blues of reflection. When mistakes happened, she didn't unravel her work. Instead, she blended those imperfections into new patterns, transforming them into unexpected beauty. Life flows in the same way as your own sacred tapestry. Every thought, action and choice you make is like a thread in the grand design. You have the power to weave your reality with conscious intention, choosing the colors of your experience through your focus and energy. Every moment is an opportunity to create with purpose, filling your life with meaning and beauty. Just like an artist carefully selects materials, you choose the elements that make up your life's masterpiece. Your thoughts form the foundation, your actions are the bold strokes, and your intentions add the subtle shading that brings depth to everything. Through conscious creation, you can turn ordinary moments into expressions of divine purpose. In a quiet village, there lived a potter named Kai, who spent his days shaping clay into beautiful vessels. One day, a child watched him and asked why he took so much care with each piece. Kai smiled and explained, "Within the formless clay lies infinite possibilities. With my attention and intention, I help reveal the beauty waiting to emerge." As his hands moved with practiced care, the clay responded to his touch, taking shape according to his vision, while honoring the natural properties of the material. This wisdom speaks directly to your own creative power. Your life responds to your touch, shaped by your beliefs and expectations, yet flowing with natural laws. Every day presents fresh clay, ready to be molded by your conscious intention. You don't need to force things, just align your vision with the natural flow of universal energy. Find a quiet space where you won't be disturbed. Close your eyes and imagine your life as a magnificent work of art. What colors dominate your canvas? What patterns emerge? Now, take your journal and write your personal mission statement. Start with the words, "My life is," and let your heart guide your pen. Write about the essence you want to express, the impact you want to make, and the beauty you choose to create. This statement will become your guiding light, directing your daily choices as you continue to weave the tapestry of your life. Chapter 31. The Wisdom of the Heart. In the serene hills of an ancient land, there lived a wise woman named Selina. She was known for her deep understanding of life's mysteries and her ability to guide those who sought her wisdom. But Selina had a secret. She had not always been wise. In her youth, she had struggled to find her way, relying only on logic, reason, and external teachings. However, as time passed, she discovered that true wisdom did not come from the mind alone, but from the heart. One day, a young traveler named Luca arrived at Selina's humble home, seeking answers to life's greatest questions. He had heard of her wisdom and had traveled far, hoping to find the knowledge that would lead him to happiness and success. When he met Selina, he was eager to learn. "What is the key to a fulfilled life?" Luca asked. Selina smiled softly and gestured for him to sit beside her, under the shade of an ancient tree. "The key lies within you," she said. "You must learn to listen to the wisdom of your heart." Luca, confused, asked, "But I have always been taught to rely on my mind, to think logically, and to make decisions based on facts. How can the heart guide me?" Selina placed her hand gently over her own heart. "The heart speaks a language that the mind cannot always understand. It is the seat of intuition, compassion, and true knowing. It connects you to the deeper truths of the universe. The mind can guide you through external knowledge, but it is the heart that connects you to your inner wisdom." For many days, Luca stayed with Selina, listening to her teachings. She taught him to quiet his mind and feel into his heart, to trust the subtle whispers of intuition that came from within. As Luca practiced this, he began to notice a shift. He no longer felt as lost in his thoughts or as disconnected from himself. He felt a deeper sense of peace and clarity. One evening, as they sat together by the fire, Selina told Luca a story. "There was once a mighty river that flowed through the land. For years, it rushed forward with great force, carving through the earth, trying to reach the ocean as quickly as possible. But the river was never satisfied. No matter how fast it flowed, it always felt that something was missing. Then one day the river slowed and began to listen to the whispers of the wind and the trees along its banks. As it did, the river began to feel the rhythm of life, a rhythm that was calm and steady. It realized that its true purpose wasn't in rushing, but in flowing with the natural current of life, guided by the wisdom of the earth." Luca thought about this story for a long time. He realized that, like the river, he had been rushing through life, trying to achieve and do more, always seeking external validation. He had neglected the quiet voice inside him that had always known the way. That night, as Luca lay under the stars, he closed his eyes and placed his hand on his heart. He took a deep breath and let the stillness guide him. He felt a sense of calm, a connection to something deeper than the thoughts racing through his mind. He had tapped into the wisdom of his heart. In the weeks that followed, Luca's life began to change. He made decisions not based on what others thought or what seemed logical, but on what felt right in his heart. He followed his passions and trusted his intuition. Each day, he grew more aligned with his true purpose, and the sense of fulfillment he had been searching for began to unfold naturally. Selina's teachings had given him the greatest gift of all, the ability to trust the wisdom of his heart, to feel the deeper truths that lay within him, and to live in harmony with the rhythm of life. And so Luca learned that the heart is not just a symbol of love, but a powerful guide that can lead you to your highest self. It is through listening to the heart, through trusting its wisdom, that you can find true peace, purpose, and fulfillment. The heart, as Selina had shown him, is where the soul speaks, and it is in following its whispers that we unlock the deepest truths of existence. Chapter 32. Aligning with the divine flow. In a tranquil valley, nestled between rolling hills and vast forests, there lived a humble man named Isaac. Isaac was a skilled carpenter, known for his careful craftsmanship and the beauty he brought to every piece of wood he shaped. But for all his skill, Isaac had always felt a sense of resistance in his life. Despite his best efforts, he often struggled against the flow of things, trying to force outcomes and control situations that were beyond his grasp. One day, a traveler named Ilara came to Isaac's village. She was known for her deep connection with the universe, and people spoke of her as someone who had mastered the art of living in harmony with the divine flow of life. Ilara had traveled the world, learning from sages and mystics, and was said to possess a wisdom that could transform anyone who was ready to receive it. Isaac, feeling a deep sense of frustration, sought out Ilara in the hopes that she could help him find peace and balance. He had heard stories of her wisdom and was eager to learn. "Tell me, Ilara," Isaac asked one afternoon, I've worked hard all my life, yet I still feel like I'm fighting against something. I work tirelessly, yet things don't always go the way I hope. How can I align myself with the flow of life?" Ilara smiled gently, inviting Isaac to sit beside her in a quiet glade near the river. The soft sound of the water flowing over the rocks seemed to calm the air around them. "Isaac, you are not alone in this struggle. Most people try to control life, to push against its natural rhythm, believing they must work harder, faster, and with more force to succeed. But the truth is, the universe moves with a divine flow, and the more we align ourselves with this flow, the more ease we bring into our lives." Isaac listened intently, intrigued by her words. Ilara continued, "Think of a river. A river does not force its way through the landscape. It simply flows, moving around obstacles with grace. The river does not fight. It does not rush. It follows the natural path, trusting that the flow will take it exactly where it needs to go." Isaac thought about this analogy for a moment, but his mind was still filled with doubt. "But how can I just let go and trust the flow? I have responsibilities. I have goals. How can I trust when things feel uncertain?" Ilara looked at him with a knowing gaze, her voice soft yet powerful. "Trust does not mean giving up on your goals or not working hard. It means releasing the need to control every outcome. It means letting go of the fear that you are not enough, or that things won't turn out as you hope. When you align with the divine flow, you move with the current of life instead of against it." She paused and pointed to the river. "You see how the water flows freely, without resistance? Life is the same way. When you try to force things, you create friction. But when you allow the flow to guide you, things unfold naturally, and you find yourself in the right place at the right time." Isaac thought deeply about her words. He realized that he had often tried to push life in a certain direction, but the results were not always as he had hoped. He had been working hard, yes, but he had been working against the flow of life rather than with it. For the next few days, Ilara encouraged Isaac to observe the natural world around him, the trees, the river, the way the wind moved through the leaves. He was to pay attention to how nature did not force anything, but allowed life to unfold with patience and trust. Isaac began to see how nature seemed to be in perfect harmony with the universe, each part of it in sync with the divine flow. One morning, as Isaac worked in his workshop, he decided to put Ilara's teachings into practice. Instead of rushing through his tasks, he slowed down and listened to the rhythm of his work. He felt the grain of the wood beneath his hands, and instead of forcing the pieces together, he allowed each one to naturally fit into place. As he worked, he felt a sense of ease and peace he had never experienced before. The work seemed to flow effortlessly, and when he stepped back to look at what he had created, he was amazed by the beauty and precision of his work. It was as if the wood itself had guided him. Over time, Isaac began to notice a profound shift in his life. He no longer felt as though he was fighting against the world. Instead, he began to feel more attuned to the rhythm of life, allowing things to unfold naturally. His work flourished, his relationships deepened, and he found a new sense of peace and fulfillment. He trusted that the universe would provide for him when he surrendered to the flow. One evening, Isaac returned to Ilara's glade beside the river to express his gratitude. "Thank you, Ilara. I feel like I've finally learned to listen to the flow of life. Everything has become easier and more fulfilling. I now understand that true success is not about pushing, but about aligning with the natural rhythm of the universe." Ilara smiled kindly. "Isaac, this is only the beginning. Remember, the flow of life is always there, guiding you. You must continue to trust, continue to surrender, and the universe will continue to guide you." Isaac left the valley that day with a heart full of peace and gratitude. He had learned the profound wisdom of aligning with the divine flow of life, a lesson that would continue to shape his journey for years to come. Chapter 33. The Infinite Power of Belief. In a village at the edge of a vast desert, there lived a humble farmer named Tariq. Though his land was barren and the harvest small, Tariq was known for his unwavering faith. He was a man of few words, but his actions spoke volumes. Every morning, despite the dryness of the soil and the heat of the sun, Tariq would tend to his fields with love and care. His belief in the land's potential never wavered, even when the rest of the village thought he was foolish for continuing his work in such harsh conditions. One day, a traveler named Farah came through the village. She had heard stories of Tariq's persistence and decided to seek him out, curious about the secret behind his dedication. Farah was a seasoned traveler, wise in many ways, but she had always struggled with a lack of belief in herself. She often wondered why others seemed to achieve success while she felt stuck. Farah found Tariq working in his field, planting seeds with his bare hands under the scorching sun. She approached him and asked, "How do you continue to believe in this land, despite all the signs that tell you it cannot grow?" Tariq paused and looked at her with kind eyes. "It is not the land that decides if it will grow," he said. "It is my belief in it that brings life to the soil. This land is not just dirt, it is the potential for growth. It will yield its harvest when it believes in itself, but I must first believe in it with all my heart." Farah was puzzled. "But how can you be so sure? What if you fail?" Tariq smiled softly and gestured to the sun, the wind, and the vast sky above. "I do not concern myself with failure. I concern myself with belief. The sun shines, the rain falls, and the seasons change, whether I believe it or not. But when I believe in something, my actions align with that belief, and the world responds in kind. It's not just about working hard, it's about believing in what is yet to come." Farah sat down beside him, taking in his words. She had always been taught to measure success by what could be seen and touched, not by what could be felt in the heart. Tariq's words made her realize that she had been focusing too much on doubt, rather than trusting in her potential to create the life she desired. As the days passed, Farah stayed with Tariq, helping him tend to the land. Slowly, she began to understand the power of belief. It was not about waiting for things to happen, but about creating the conditions for them to unfold. Just as Tariq had planted the seeds with faith, she realized that her own life could be shaped by the seeds of belief she planted within her own heart. One morning, as Farah walked the fields, she felt a shift within herself. It was as though the soil beneath her feet was no longer barren, but full of possibilities. She could see a future where the crops would grow, not because the land had changed, but because her perception of the land had transformed. Her belief had changed, and in doing so, she could see the beauty of what could be. As the weeks went by, the first signs of growth began to appear. Tiny sprouts poked through the soil, and the villagers began to notice the change. Farah, amazed, approached Tariq with a sense of awe. "The land is changing," she said. "It's coming to life." Tariq nodded. "Yes, Farah, but remember, it was not the land that changed. It was your belief in the land that allowed it to grow. The world responds to the energy we give it. When we believe in something with all our hearts, we align ourselves with the natural flow of the universe, and the universe responds." Farah smiled, understanding the lesson. It wasn't enough to wait for the world to change. She had to first change her perspective, her belief in what was possible. The universe was always ready to support her, but it was her belief that set the stage for that support to unfold. That year, the harvest was more abundant than anyone had expected. The land, once dry and barren, had flourished, not because of any extraordinary effort, but because of the unwavering belief that had been planted in it. Farah, now filled with a deep sense of confidence, knew that her life too could grow in the same way. Conclusion. In the heart of an ancient grove, where time seemed to pause, a magnificent phoenix made its nest among the stars. For 1,000 years it had soared through the heavens, gathering wisdom from the cosmos. As the moment of transformation neared, the phoenix welcomed the sacred flames that would reduce its physical form to ashes. In that moment, it knew that within this ending lay the seed of a new beginning. From these ashes, golden light began to pulse, growing stronger with each beat, until it burst forth in a brilliant display of cosmic energy. The phoenix emerged more radiant than before, its wings painted with the colors of infinite possibility. In this renewal, it carried forward all the wisdom of its past while embracing the potential of its future. Your journey mirrors this path. Through these teachings, you have transformed, like the phoenix, through the fire of ancient wisdom. You now possess the power to create your reality anew. The 33rd degree knowledge flows through your consciousness, connecting you to the infinite intelligence of the universe. This wisdom, the understanding of thought as a creative force, the power of emotional alignment, and the knowledge of universal laws, has always been within you. These teachings have only awakened what your soul has known through many lifetimes. You now stand at the threshold of infinite possibilities, armed with practices and principles that transcend time. As you close these pages, remember that this ending marks a beginning. The true work of creation happens in every moment, with each choice you make. Let each breath remind you of your creative power, and each heartbeat affirm your connection to universal wisdom. The torch of this sacred knowledge now burns brightly within you. Its light will guide you through any challenges, illuminating the path to your highest dreams. As you move forward, carry these teachings not as just concepts, but as living truths expressed through your being. Stand in your power and declare, "I am the creator of my destiny, aligned with the infinite truths of the universe." Let these words echo through every cell of your being, awakening the divine creator within. The wisdom of the ages flows through you, and the universe is ready to manifest your conscious intentions. Your journey continues, infinite in its potential, guided by the eternal principles you now embody. The phoenix rises, and so do you, renewed and empowered to shape the masterpiece of your existence. If you enjoyed this exclusive audiobook, I recommend this next book, which will change your life.